going on, everybody? It's the first week of October. It's been a beautiful week here at our field, Northeast Ohio, at Arrows Field. Out here today, I got something a little bit different. Most of you guys probably are not familiar with this model. Probably some of you are, because it's a very old discontinued model, but it is the Blitzworks Wingmaster, which is basically a trainer by Blitzworks. This was given to me by another club member last year. I didn't really mess with it at all until about midsummer. I brought it out and finally decided to try to fly it. It flies off of 4-cell. It's got really cool lights in the front, really cool lights there on the tail, as you can see right there. I mean, it's a trainer plane. I've flown it, I think, twice. It doesn't do anything phenomenal. It just kind of flies. The most startling thing, though, about this plane is its weight. And I wasn't actually able to find the actual weight of the plane, but I can tell you this. This thing is a freaking tub. It is an anvil with wings. It literally weighs at least 2 to 3 times as much as any airplane that I have. It's a chonker for sure. So my plan, I mean, you can see like there's been, some repairs. It's just an old plane. My plan is to pull the rest of these decals off of it. Maybe do something with the paint job, do like a cool type of paint job. My main concern, though, is that I do not want to add very much weight to it. If you guys have like any ideas about something I could do that doesn't include throwing it in the garbage can, go ahead and put that in the comments. If you guys have flown one of these and maybe there's something about them I don't know, go ahead and put that in the comments. If you want to see it fly, stick around. I'm going to fly it. We'll see what happens. I know in the battery compartment at the bottom, it says 4S 3300. I'm actually going to fly it on a 4S 2200, which was what I flew it on the last time, and it flew fine. But I'm going to see what it does, and you guys can check it out. All right, first thing I got to do is figure out what I named this thing in my radio. I think it's Acro. So you can see that I wasn't planning on it being around very long because I didn't even give it really a good name. It's one of these planes that flies off the old Dean's plug. I didn't do much to this. The electronics in it are, I want to say, sketchy at best. Like when you see the ESC that has no markings on it, that you could be in for a real good time. See if it'll, there it goes. Geez, I'm banging it off everything because it's so big. All right, one thing that I noticed is like the flaps right here in the 0 position, they're like way up. And no matter what I did, I couldn't get them to come down flush. So, I mean, ooh. Well, that's good. That crunch when you pull back on the elevator is always a great sign. The other thing that's like inconvenient about this is I don't have a lot of planes you have to take apart to get to the field. This is one of them, like it's just so big for a foamy. I have just a straight up receiver in it. There's no gyro or AS3X or anything of that nature. The servos are not that twitchy. As you can see there from the windsock, there's no wind at all. We've had just 3 or 4, actually 5 absolutely beautiful days here where it's been you know, high 70s, nice skies, no wind at all, warm. It's been perfect. Just allowing you to squeeze out that last kind of good week of flying before the bad weather comes, and we're supposed to get some bad weather next week. All right, here we go. As you can see, it's it actually feels like it has more power than I remember it having the last time. Of course, I didn't fly it very hard either. I had a hard time finding like any information about this plane at all. I don't know when the last time they made it was, but like I said, club member gave it to me, and I think a friend had given it to him, and it had been in his basement hanging for a while. You guys know how that goes with the planes that just kind of hang out forever. And you know, he said, hey, would you be interested in taking a big trainer? And I said, yeah, why not? And went to get it, and this is what it was. And uh-oh, might have a problem here. Yep, something's going on with it. See if I can actually get it in. I don't have any aileron, so I'm totally steering with the rudder right now. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, I can see the aileron broke off. Well, wow. No, it was, what is that? Something like totally broke off the front of the plane. Wow. Oh no. So it's got like this light rigging. You can see it's like completely, it just like came all the way apart. No way. Wow, it, like, man, that thing, wow. Well, let me put my radio up real quick. It was like I could not turn it. And the reason why I couldn't turn it was because it had a giant piece of the leading edge of the wing falling, hanging off of it. Thank goodness for rudder, because I don't think I would have been able to get it on the ground. Okay, so well, now I know how the lights go together. Wow, man, look at that. It just all came apart. I think the glue is just so old. I think it just goes, well, I need to see if I can fasten this back down. I do have some tape, and there's some hot glue here at the field. Let me pause this and come back in a few minutes and see what I can do with it. All right, I'm back after field repairs. So we do have a hot glue gun in our field house. I didn't want to hot glue gun the part back on there because I think I want to fix it better, like with foam tack or Gorilla Glue or something like that. And you know, hot glue is hard to get off once it's on there. So what I did was I used a few strips of masking tape right here to kind of fasten it down. And I always keep masking tape in my field box. It's a great thing to have with you because if you do have to glue something at the field, like foam tack it or whatever, or even CA it, it's good to use masking tape over top of like painted surfaces because usually you can peel it off without taking the paint, especially if you use like high quality like 3M blue painter's tape or frog tape or something like that. Unfortunately, I ran out of masking tape because I only had a little bit left in the box, so I had to use some medical tape from our first aid kit, which, as you can see, has been being eaten by a mouse. Our field house is being overrun with mice for some reason, so I had to improvise. So I used that, and then just to hold the bottom a little bit better, I added a little piece of a band-aid, you know, to fix the ouchie. So I've tested the surface controls again. Everything seems to be fine with it. I'm going to try to fly it and see what happens. One thing for certain, when you have a giant piece hanging off of the leading edge of your plane, it doesn't fly worth a crap. If it wouldn't have been for the rudder, I was not going to be able to get it on the ground. So I'm going to have to go home later and kind of retape that leading edge and, you know, taking off again, take two. So far, so good. We'll do a pass here, make sure nothing's hanging off. You know, like I think that like there's like definitely still like some resistance. I think probably like where the wind is getting into that pocket. I mean, this thing is just like so heavy. I can definitely tell like it's just got that side just has like that, it's so out of whack. I mean, I can tell, I know it's not loose. I mean, honestly, it's got some power. Turns like a toaster. Wow. Put it on high rates and see if I want to do like at least one roll with it. And slowly, but it did it. I'm going to do one more pass and go ahead and land it. I could see like why this would have been such a great trainer plane. It's very docile. I mean, look at it, it's just like coming in. Whoa. Well, a little bit farther than I wanted, but that's it, guys. That's the who knows how old Blitzworks Wingmaster RC trainer on a 4S 2200 battery, which is probably not a big enough battery. I mean, you probably get a longer flight time on something that, you know, a bigger battery. But that's it. I mean, just remember, if pieces start to come loose and hang off of your plane in midair, especially on the leading wing, it leads to poor flight characteristics. That's it, guys. If you have any ideas for what I should do with this plane, maybe some ideas for painting or whatever, let me know in the comments. I sure appreciate it. Everybody have a good night.